Well, my name is Dr. Wayne Sedlak, and I'm sitting here in support of Senate Bill 4, 5, and 7. I want to commend State Senator Andre Jacques for doing it the right way. In other words, presenting bills that you can read, well, you can read in just moments. Instead of being embedded in these massive things that make it difficult for people even to want to read, and they give up. In any event, this particular part goes beyond that, though. You see, I received an email from Representative Dave Murphy. I don't know Representative Dave Murphy. He's opposed to my position. And that's fine. But this is something that's worrisome to me. You see, AB 1 was the original bill that passed the Assembly here in the state of Wisconsin. It had the three provisions that are now incorporated in Senate Bills 4, 5, and 7. Now, I say it originally had it in them because the state Senate, led by Republicans, stripped them out of the bill. So now what I'm hearing is don't stand with these three Senate bills because they don't have a chance of passing. You know, folks, there comes a point where exposure is just as powerful. Exposure of those that keep on keeping on protecting the Democrats and this, I believe, criminal governor. Criminal because he keeps violating his oath. Criminal because he keeps violating stare decisis, things settled that ought not be disturbed. And he's done it in such a massive way with masks, distancing, shutting down businesses, damaging the economy. Stare decisis refers to those positions of law of the judiciary that we're accustomed to. They're settled. Don't disturb them. What this governor's done, with the protection of what are often called the rhinos, of course, the governor has the support of Republicans, often who talk like conservatives. But they're the ones that form the hedge around him and protect him. They protect his political agenda. I appreciate the response from Dave Murray, but I'm hearing the same thing I've heard in the pro-life movement and many other areas. It doesn't have a chance of passing. Okay, try to pass it anyway. And then when you folks call, when you write, as I said in part 1, you demand that your senator and later on your assemblyman write you and tell you how he voted and why. That's called exposure. I've read AB 1. I do not agree with Dave Murphy, Representative Dave Murphy, because I've read AB 1. I've read the Senate supplement that stripped AB 1 of the three protections we're trying to get across in SB 4, 5, and 7. AB 1 is all about education. It's about health care. It's about people who come in as healthcare workers from outside the state of Wisconsin. It's about, but you know what it really is? It's about putting a framework for the entire COVID revolution in place. At least that's what it looks like. So I wonder why we have Republicans that want to, as the representative tells me, he says he now has a bill he can sign with everything he wants. Well, yeah, he does. But then he goes on, he says, passing bills that Evers vetoes has some limited value. I agree, but it's much more than limited. It exposes, especially if you demand to know your senator and you tell your senator by email and by phone, you get back to me as to how you voted on these three bills. Because I want them passed, and I don't care what else you do in office. Pass these bills. Well, we're hearing the Republicans are saying, well, we'd like to get a much bigger package with some of the things we want, because then Governor Evers will get his, quote, he can take a victory lap while all of our separate bills will be vetoed and we will get nothing. So let's go along with the governor and get something. What? I don't want anything in AB 1. Read it. See if you agree with me. But right now there are 3 Senate bills, 4, 5, and 7. You have the chance to do something about it in 2 directions. You can call and you can email. Go to visionviewpoint.com. You can click up there where it says in the menu, interposition. Drop down menu will give you find your rep. Go to your county, find your state senator, not your federal. Remember, in all your contacts, call them, write them. Don't be deterred by this strategy. I've been listening to this kind of strategy for 47 years. I've watched the Republicans have majorities or minorities, and they come up with the same strategy. Let's stop this. Let's get one of 2 things. Either our victory laps, 3 of them, or 3 exposures. Because remember, you're going to want your senator and later your assemblyman to tell you how he or she voted 3 times. You know what? 3 times shows a pattern because they're 3 separate bills. So they've got to show their colors 3 times. They have to show what they are 3 times. So, make them show what they really are. And when they do, follow up. Remember, don't threaten anyone. On the other hand, don't demur. Don't be passive. Don't say, well, I agree, that makes sense. This is really simple. I've never believed in 47 years in the legal rhetoric from the top, the Supreme Court, all the way down, right here down to local levels. I've never believed the idea that the government cares about my privacy or about my body and its sanctity. The unlimited surveillance that's going on proves the one, or shall I say disproves the one. And the fact that they want to stick their vaccines in our arms or wherever else proves the other, disproves the other. It's been pure hypocrisy all along. Rich people are going to make billions of dollars on these vaccines. It is the job of the senators and the representatives in our assembly to stop these rich people from getting richer by violating the law and sticking us their vaccines. So now's the time. Email them, call them, and then do so over and over again. While you're at it, tell your friends, spend a few moments and give them the information. Tell them to go to visionviewpoint.com and listen to these 2 parts. Tell them what to do. The 2 parts, this is part 2, will explain everything. If you have friends outside of Wisconsin, tell them to go to visionviewpoint.com and see these 2-part videos. Folks, you have a chance to do something about when there were Republicans and are Republicans now who need your support. This is courageous by Senator Jacques. But when you don't support them, they get beat up, as it were, politically beat up. And by the way, it would not hurt to call the media and tell them to back off. You're tired of them. It doesn't hurt. Let people know how you feel. The time is at hand. The Senate will be voting very soon. This is January 22nd, 2021. Now's the time to act. The Senate will probably take a fast track to defeat these 3 bills next week. Probably toward the beginning of the week. Now is the time to act. And yes, leave messages, don't threaten, and emails over the weekend. And then repeat. Put yourself on repeat and do it again and again and again. Unless, of course, Want to be vaccinated? See, I'm a pastor and a missionary. I'm also a linguist. I wear other hats, professor. But right now, I'm ministering to my tribal brethren in Northeast Africa. People are dying from these vaccines, and the media is not reporting it. In fact, the media is not reporting the other side of the vaccination issue. They're crushing it, driving it off, punishing those that come out to expose the vaccines. It's not getting a hearing. Well, now is your chance to do something about these things. Remember, don't threaten, but do be forthright and courageous. May God bless you. May God protect us here in the state of Wisconsin.